Number 15, Mothman. In 1966, a newspaper published the headline, "Couples see man-sized bird, creature, something." It was described to be 7 feet tall with huge wings and red eyes. Over the next few months, there were over 100 reports of sightings of the creature, as well as sightings of strange lights and UFOs. A year later, strange lights were seen in the sky before the collapse of a bridge in Point Pleasant, killing 46 people. The newspaper that published the headline was the Point Pleasant Register. After the incident, there were no more sightings in the town, which led many to believe that he was behind the collapse. Reports of sightings began again in 1986, during the Chernobyl nuclear disaster. Number 14, Cohomo Monster. This creature is also known as the Coal Hollow Road Monster and is described as an 8-foot tall, hairy humanoid with white fur and only 3 toes on each foot. Most witnesses reported it to have a very foul stench and couldn't see any facial characteristics due to excessive fur. In early May 1972, Randy Emmerich and his group of friends reported seeing the creature and thought it lived underneath an abandoned house. From that day on, there were more and more sightings. There were so many in the Midwest through the 1970s that a police investigation was launched to find it. It was never found, but the sightings by people continue. Number 13, Chupacabra. This creature is thought to be the Bigfoot of Latin America due to many sightings in that region as well as some in Texas. It's believed to kill livestock and suck their blood, which is why its name in English is goat sucker. Encounters started around the mid-90s, and this is one of the few photos taken of the creature. It was later referred to as the Elmendorf beast, which was described as a dog-like creature and was shot and killed in 2004 by a Texan farmer. It had no hair and blue-grayish skin. In 2007, 3 similar carcasses were found, and the woman who discovered them took one of its heads and froze it. This is what that creature looked like. Additional similarities was that 30 chickens around where the carcasses were found had died of bleeding out. Number 12, Tiny Humanoid. While vacationing in Chile, Julio Carreno found this tiny humanoid creature in a bush in 2002. It was about 3 inches or 8 centimeters in length and was found alive because it was warm, and it opened its eyes at one point before dying 8 days later. It had fingernails and slanted eyes. It was originally a pinkish color before turning darker after it died. They kept the body refrigerated, and it had somehow mummified itself. The carcass was studied by veterinarians in Chile's capital, and they still remain divided on what the creature is. Number 11, Panama Monster. In 2009, 4 teenagers playing in a creek in Panama discovered a rubbery ET-like creature, best described as if ET and Gollum from The Lord of the Rings had a baby somehow. It ran out of a cave and began rushing towards them. In distress, they threw rocks at it until it died and pushed its body into the water. This story was even covered on CNN. They returned to recover the bodies and to take pictures of it, but what it is still remains unknown. Number 10, Alien Corpse in Thai Ceremony. A series of images of a ceremony for this alien-looking creature covered in incense and baby powder surfaced in 2010. People who saw it up close said it was small with a large head, gray skin, and a tail. The ceremony performed on the carcass is unknown, but it's believed to be to dispel the evil surrounding the creature from themselves. Obviously, the villagers are in complete shock and horror based on their facial expressions. Number 9, Fallen Angel. This video, which was uploaded to YouTube in 2006, was of two men walking in a Spanish forest at night. They never said why they started to record, but soon they noticed something. They tried to figure out what it was, but they got caught off guard when the creature suddenly turned towards them, so they fled. They strongly believe it had to be a fallen angel, and it was never seen again, nor was it ever identified. Number 8. Canvey Island Monster. This creature's carcass washed up on the shores of England in 1954. A year later, a similar carcass washed up as well. Both were about 2 feet long, with thick skin, gills, and huge bulging eyes. Additionally, both's back legs had 5 toes. A photo was taken of one of the carcasses, and it's literally the only photograph of one that exists. It was studied heavily, and still today there's no conclusion on what the creature was. There are no other recorded animals that resemble the Canvey Island Monster in any way, and no similar carcasses have ever washed up again. Number 7. Lake Michigan Monster. There are many reported lake monsters, but none have had more encounters with people than the Lake Michigan Monster. It's reported to be over 50 feet in length, with a long neck, bluish-black scales, with a gray underbelly and small head. On multiple occasions, it was heard emitting a loud roar like a bull. Reports of the creature date back to between 1867 and 1890, when newspapers were flooded with reports of encounters right off the shore of Lake Michigan. The closest encounter was when a fisherman was able to get within 20 feet of the monster and was able to give a very accurate description of the creature. Number 6. Dragons. Local hikers on the island of St. Kitts, which is located in the Eastern Caribbean, reported seeing a dragon around the island's main volcano. Additionally, students at Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine reported seeing large shadows in the fog around the volcano as well. These sightings were just months before a group of tourists saw bursts of flames and heard loud roars. Fields being lit on fire are a major problem in St. Kitts as well. Government officials refused to comment on the creature, saying the field fires are controlled to clear fields for development, which the farmers completely deny. Number 5. Dover Demon. In Dover, Massachusetts, on April 21st, 1977, 17-year-old William Bartlett reported seeing a large-eyed creature with slender fingers on top of a broken stone wall. John Baxter reported seeing something similar that exact same night. The next night, there was another report of seeing the creature. All 3 people who claimed to see it drew sketches of the creature, and all looked extremely similar. Bartlett wrote on his sketch, "I, Bill Bartlett, swear on a stack of Bibles that I saw this creature." It turns out that all 3 had seen the creature within a 2-mile span of each other, but it was never seen again after that. Number 4. Jersey Devil. This creature is said to inhabit the Pine Barrens of southern New Jersey. The picture you see right now is from the January 1909 Philadelphia Bulletin. It's said to be a 2-footed flying animal with hooves. During January 16th through 23rd, 1909, newspapers received hundreds of claims of people encountering the creature. It was described that it could move quickly and had a blood-curdling scream. Some claims included that the creature attacked a trolley car in Haddon Heights and a social club in Camden. Police in both Camden and Bristol fired at the creature, but it had no effect. The panic forced numerous schools to close, and workers were forced to stay home. Number 3. Metepec Monster. This part man, part goat has been reported to live under the Norfolk Southern Railway trestle in the Fisherville area of Louisville, Kentucky. As unbelievable as this sounds, there has been way too many sightings to dismiss its existence entirely. This creature is responsible for the deaths of many people. It uses voice mimicry to lure trespassers to the trestle to their deaths due to oncoming trains. People who have also gone missing have been attributed to the Metepec Monster. For now, authorities urge citizens to not enter that area. Number 2. Montauk Monster. This creature washed up on the shores of New York in 2008 and is the most recent time controversial out of all of the unidentified creatures. It was found by 4 surfers on the beach who took this picture. Just years later, in 2011 and again in 2012, a similar carcass washed up on the shore. All 3 remain unidentified and no other carcasses have ever washed up. Number 1. Metepec Creature. In 2007, a farmer in Mexico named Mario Lopez found this creature in a steel trap he had out for rats. It was still alive at the time, but he decided to put it out of its misery by drowning it, which took 3 times before it finally died. It's tiny with an elongated heart, which led some people to believe it's an alien baby. The farmer mysteriously died in a car fire, which was at an unusually high temperature for a normal fire, sometime after killing the creature. Apparently, there has been many reports of UFO sightings and mysterious crop circles in that region of Mexico. A UFO specialist discovered the story and bought the corpse off the farmer for $32,000 US and concluded that it was not a hoax, but the creature still remains unidentified. Got an idea for a top 15 list? Be sure to leave it in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe for future videos. Thanks for watching.